Let me now bring in Congresswoman Janelle Bynum, Democrat from Oregon. Congresswoman, thank you so much for your time. Portland once again making national headlines. I'm just curious from you, what's the mood like on the ground there right now after this?
I'm still in D.C., but by all accounts and the messages that I'm getting both from constituents and elected officials alike is that people are very upset. We've worked very, very hard to de-escalate law enforcement encounters with citizens. We've worked really hard to make sure that people understand that they're to comply when they're given lawful instructions. And the way that the Trump administration has come in and is feigning law enforcement, this isn't right. We have state-sponsored terrorism parading as law enforcement.
Now, the Department of Homeland Security alleging that the two people shot were trained Nicaragua members. Do you deny that or have any more intel around that allegation?
Number one, we know that the Trump administration has a slippery relationship with the truth. Number two, that is to be determined in court. Law enforcement doesn't get to be judge, jury, and executioner.
You released a statement on Thursday on the Portland shooting saying this is not law enforcement, it's state-sponsored terrorism. You now have both sides calling each other terrorists. You know, in this story out of Minneapolis, is that kind of rhetoric responsible from either side, ma'am?
I think what is important is to call out the truth, and what it feels like on the ground is state-sponsored terrorism. As I mentioned before, Portland and Oregon has a long history of trying to work through making sure that law enforcement is a respected body, that people feel like they can be safe in their communities and they won't be killed if they are encountering the police. That is the central issue here. Government has the higher responsibility to act responsibly. Government has the responsibility to make sure that people feel safe in their communities.
Let me get your response to Vice President Vance, who said this about the deadly ICE shootings in Minneapolis and his calls to lower the temperature.
I think that we can all recognize that the best way to turn down the temperature is to tell people to take their concerns about immigration policy to the ballot box. Stop assaulting and stop inciting violence against our law enforcement officers.
And, you know, Congresswoman, people did go to the ballot box last November and they voted for Trump on immigration and obviously also economy. How impactful do you think this moment is for upcoming elections and for moderate voters who gave Trump a second chance?
Well, nuance is everything, and what you're hearing people say is, I didn't vote for this. The second thing you should point out to viewers is that we were planning to vote on shower heads this week. Not once have the Republicans put up a bill for immigration reform. That is the conversation that we should be having. The farmers in my district have come to my office and said, hey, we need immigration reform. We need to make sure we have a solid workforce. We need to make sure that people can go home to their loved ones and that they're not terrorized and stopped on the streets when they're just trying to go to work. And we know also that people want to make sure that their families are kept intact. We need full-scale immigration reform, and I think it's very clear.
We know the White House is vowing to increase these deportation operations. Portland's mayor saying he wants ICE to end all operations until a full investigation is done. How do you see this standoff shaking out in your state?
Well, it shouldn't be a standoff. We should prioritize making sure that each person that is involved in an encounter is alive at the end of the encounter. And the fact that we have deaths, I think that should be alarming. And we know that, lawful police, people who care about their profession, they know that the rules that these people are working under are not safe for the long-term interests of law enforcement anywhere in this country.
Congresswoman Janelle Bynum, thank you for your time. I know you're busy today ahead of the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.